Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, let us discuss about annotations in Playwright. Okay, so annotations are special methods in Playwright. Just remember this, annotations are special methods in Playwright, and think of annotations as labels or instruction that tell Playwright what to execute and what to skip. Okay, so here the instructions are nothing but take example of describe block. Okay, so inside the describe block we have many test cases, correct? Suppose you want to execute only particular test case, only one test case. In that case you can say that give the instruction to playwright that execute only this test case, or you want to skip some particular test cases, you can give the instruction to playwright saying skip these test cases. Okay, so this is what instruction means in this context. Okay. Okay, so these are all some commonly used annotations in Playwright. First one is test.describe. Okay, so we have seen this in my previous video. Test.describe is used to group the related test cases. Okay, next is test.skip. So when we say test.skip is, so when we don't want to execute a particular test block, in that case we say test.skip. So we use this usually when we no longer need any test cases to be executed, like it's not relevant in the current version, or something is not supporting in this release. In that cases we say that test.skip. Next one is test dot only. So when we say test dot only means when we want to execute only the particular test case, and this will ignore the other test cases. Okay, so this is useful when we debug the test script. Okay, so next is test dot fix me. Okay, so when we say test dot fix me is when we know that this test is broken, we know that already this test is broken, but we want, or we should remember that we should be fixing this script later on. In that case we can say test dot fix me, and this test.fixme comes in skipped block in the result. Okay, I will show you that later. Next is test.slow. Okay, so we can mark any test case test.slow is, so when we know that some particular test case is taking longer time than expected, so we know that in advance, correct? Some cases we know that this test case takes time, so in that case if we mark this test as test.slow, playwright will automatically increase the default timeout, so this will not fail, so it will take the time it needed and execute. Next is test.fail. So we can say test.fail is when we know that this is expected to fail. So we know that in advance this is expected to fail, but this test case will not come under failed category of report. It will come in past category of report, because we know in advance that this is bound to fail. Okay. So to show you this, I have already created a spec file and entered some test inside this. Okay. So as I said, describe block, test.describe. So inside this, I have grouped related test cases. These are all related to Google. Okay. So the first I'll show you is test.only. Okay. So if we say test.only, it will execute only this particular test case. It will ignore the other test cases. Okay. I'm saving. Let us execute this. Annotations.spec file. I want to execute this in headed mode, and there are many tests. I want only one worker to execute all of this. Okay. So it will ignore other tests and execute only this particular test. So one test passed. There are many tests, but it executed only this one. So now I'll remove this one. I'll remove this and I'll show you the rest of the test. So for this I'm saying test dot skip. So here I'm skipping this test case because this locator is no longer available or uh, working in this google.com. Okay, so I'll just show you this. I'll inspect, control F. I'll take this locate, copy. So you can see that this there is no matching elements, so we are skipping this. I know that I want to skip this test case, so I can use that dot skip. Okay, so this will not execute. Next is test.fixme. So I can use this test.fixme is, as I said, that something is broken, you know that, but you want to fix it later. So in that case, you can say test.fixme. So you know that this locator is not there. I'll just show you. So as you can see, no matching elements. This locator is not there. This locator is not there, but you want to give some other locator and you want to fix it later. Okay, next is, so I'm saying this test case is slow, I'm saying in advance. So how to use this? So always use this test dot slow inside the test block. Okay, so we cannot use this as test dot slow. Okay, for other we can say that test dot fail skip dot only, but for slow we can call this inside the test block. Okay, so test.slow. So I'm saying this will take some time, so wait for some time and do not fail it. So I'm calling this URL. Next is test.fail. So I'm intentionally saying that this case will fail. So I know that. So intentionally saying means I know that this test case is going to fail. So I've said test.fail. And the next test is, here I'm searching the playwright automation and I know that this is pass. This will pass. Okay. So now I remove dot only and I'll execute all of them and we will see the report. So using all of this means if any other test is fails, we can easily figure out that that particular test case failed and we can work on fixing that. So if we say skip, um, slow or anything, we know that the behavior of that. So here the test execution is completed. We can see the report. I'll copy and I'll paste it here. So four test passed and two skipped. So as you can see, the locator for many of the test locator is wrong, but still it did not fail because I expected that. Correct. So I said fix me and fail. So it's, so the report is pass. Okay, so there are no fail test. So when we can say any sorry, so when any test comes under failed is when there is some actual failure in the test case which you're not expected. Okay, so I'll just fail some test case and I'll show you. Okay, so I'll fail this last test. I'll put some wrong locator and I will fail this. So when this test case fails, we will know that something wrong in our describe block or test suite. So we can look into that. This is the actual failure. We were not expecting this. So it's executing the last test case and it is trying to look for this locator and it is not there. Okay, so here as we can see, this particular the last test case is coming under failed test case. So once we run the test suite, so we can directly, once we look into this failed category, we can try to fix this script. Okay, so this is all about test annotations in Playwright. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video, and if you think you learned something from this video, please like and subscribe to my channel.